Hey, welcome back to Occam's Razor, where the simplest answer is often the truth and common sense reigns supreme. Today we're going to take a look at the way the media spins Joe Biden, both from the right and from the left. Two completely different narratives. If you were from, Mars, you would look at both channels and say, they talking about the same guy? Because from the right, he's not so good. And from the left, he's sharp as a tack. In fact, if you look at the tweets and all of the support from the left on social media, you would think that Joe Biden is just the strongest leader we've ever had. But let's take a look, shall we? Like the video, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, and here we go.
In the U.S. this morning after a busy week in France that focused on reaffirming America's commitment to its allies and commemorating 80 years since D-Day. Yesterday, the president and first lady capped their trip.
Now, if that was your only media source, wouldn't you think that Joe Biden was like sharp, doing what he's supposed to be doing, giving a speech about D-Day on the 80th anniversary, and everything, what's the problem? Everything's normal. But that's not the case.
Here at the desk, as always, with Rowan Dean and Rita Panahi. There's been a new development in the saga of Joe Biden's disgraceful performance at the 80th anniversary commemorations of D-Day last week, which I want to tell you about today. That's right. Along with all the bizarre behaviors that he...
What bizarre behavior? Well documented, well noted, but only from the media that's deemed far right. Joe Biden not knowing when to sit down, not when to leave, being escorted off the stage, turning and facing the opposite direction, and on and on and on. This is just part of what's being covered up by the mainstream media.
Exhibited, it looks like Joe Biden, or rather his advisors, decided to all but rip off whole hunks of a speech given 40 years ago at Pointe du Hoc, Normandy, by another far more successful president, Ronald Reagan. At commemorations of the 40th anniversary of D-Day 40 years ago, American broadcaster Clay Travis compared the two speeches, and, well, you be the judge.
Now, you won't see what you're about to see on most networks. In fact, you probably won't see it on Fox, and you probably won't see it on Newsmax. But if you look, it's there, and Sky News had no problem bringing it out as a comparison between Joe Biden and Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan, who loved this country, who brought back patriotism to this country, who restored the economy to this country, who made you proud to be an American, spoke with an authentic, genuine love of this country, and it showed. Joe Biden, on the other hand, who is a plagiarist, has no love of country, at least not that we can find, and it also shows. So, I don't know, you let me know what you think.
Last, the hour had come. Dawn, 6th of June, 1944.
At dawn on the morning of the 6th of June, 1944,
225 American Rangers arrived by ship, jumped into the waves and stormed the beach.
225 Rangers jumped off the British landing craft and ran to the bottom of these cliffs.
Gunfire rained above them, but still, they kept coming. Nazi grenades thrown from above exploded against the cliffs, but still, they kept coming.
The Rangers looked up and saw the enemy soldiers at the edge of the cliffs shooting down at them with machine guns and throwing grenades. And the American Rangers began to climb.
They launched their ladders, their ropes, and grappling hooks, and they began to climb.
They shot rope ladders over the face of these cliffs and began to pull themselves up.
When the Nazis cut their ladders, the Rangers used the ropes. When the Nazis cut their ropes, the Rangers used their hands.
When one Ranger fell, another would take his place. When one rope was cut, a Ranger would grab another and begin his climb again.
And inch by inch, foot by foot, yard by yard, the Rangers literally clawed their way up this mighty precipice until at last they reached the top.
Soon, one by one, the Rangers pulled themselves over the top.
They breached Hitler's Atlantic Wall, and they turned in that one effort.
Okay, this is just my opinion, but that's disgusting. He literally ripped off the speech, made a few changes here and there, and ran with it. That's Joe Biden. He had to pull out of a presidential race because of plagiarism. So, if the forgetting where he is, if the not seeing the stairs, if the mixing up one world leader for another, if on and on and on, if it weren't for the gaffes that are not bad enough, that the media is covering up and hiding from us, let's take one more look at what our Commander-in-Chief really looks like. This is Juneteenth. There you have it. That's the simplest truth. Joe Biden. So the way that the right and left media frame the exact same narrative, Joe Biden is like any other president. He's with it. He's the defender of democracy. He's our commander-in-chief, and he's patriotic. That's the way the mainstream media would like you to view our current occupant of the White House. But if you look at the so-called alt-right media or any other honest media, you see a completely different narrative. You see a man who stumbles, who makes gaffes, who doesn't know where he's at most of the time, whose wife has to lead him off the stage, who can't read a teleprompter, and this is the person we're supposed to trust if, God forbid, there's a war or a national emergency? The reason for this video is to show you the hypocrisy of the media. They actually think you're stupid enough to believe what it is they're framing. But don't be that person. Because if you just do a little bit of research, it's super simple, you'll find out the truth, because that's Occam's razor, the simplest truth. That's common sense. If you like the video, leave a comment. If you don't like the video, leave a comment. I'd love to hear what you think. Join the channel. We need 1,000 subscribers. Whack that bell, because we'll see you next time.